Hi, this is Angela with Threadbuckle Quilting, and today I want to talk to you about ways that you can use Select and Sew to cut designs in half. So basically the conversation that I was having was that somebody needed to set designs in setting triangles, and they wanted them to be the same as the alternating white blocks on a quilt that was set in point. But she needed only half of the design for most of the setting triangles. So what I want to do is I'm just going to grab this one GPF, which is set on point. It's a pattern that is inside a quilt path, and it's already set on point. So I can set this easily. If I was actually setting it in something that I could see 4 points on, I would probably use on point, which is one of the choices that you have. There's an on point stretch, and it would easily let me set it in like the alternating white squares on a block. If I want to set it in the triangles on the edges, I can still use 4 point, but I'm going to want to set my safe area very close to where I want it to stop quilting those blocks. So I am simulating right now, so I can't use, I can't set outside of my safe area, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is show you how I would do that just by taking my block. I'm going to use a 1 point setting, and I'm going to set my 1 point right on the red line and hit the place button. What that's going to do for me is show you that, you know, half the block is on the screen and half the block is off, which is great, right? It would stitch this way. It's only going to stitch the part that's inside your safe area. So you could use this and just set it this way and let it stitch. The problem is you can't get rid of the jump stitches if you wanted to do that. So if you want to be able to get rid of the jump stitches and have it stitch straight lines out so it stitches a little bit faster, the first time you set it, go up to the save button and hit save. And I am just going to jump in our, well, maybe not that one. I'm just going to add a folder real quick and call it record, so we know which folder it's in. And then I'm going to go into the record button. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to name it half one, right? And I'm doing that because it's going to be half of my 1.gpf. So I'm going to say save on that. And then I'm going to go back up and go to select it. And look, it's only half. So one of the cool things that QuiltPath does is when you are in the quilting part of the program, which this is you know, Quilt Motion, and it's where you can do your placement settings. So anytime you're in the quilting part of the program, it saves what is inside your safe area. And that's huge, right? Because that means that you can easily use your safe area to cut blocks up. So let's try this again, because you're going to have one more block to set on this. It's going to be the one up in the corner. So if I take, I'm using a 1 point start point. Start point happens to be in the center of this block. So once again, I can set my block, and this time I'm going to do it right on the corner and set it again. So now I've cut it in quarter, right? It's only a fourth of the original design, and I can save it again. If I hit the right button, I can save it again, and this time do quarter one, if I can, right? And hit save again. So at that point, I have what I need to place in on all of the setting triangles around the block. And I can change how I'm setting them with different place settings depending on where I am at this moment. I mean, to be honest, this one may actually be easiest to set off of the start point, because if you look at it, when we come over here, right, my start point is going to be right here. If I was to optimize this out, I'm going to have a little bit of work to do, right? Because it is quilting all over the place, because I'm just chopping a block up when I do it. But it is a quick way to get blocks divided up for you. I would want to have set it a little bit more careful than I actually did. so that I actually had the it slicing down, the actual axis of, north, south, and east, west. But I could definitely do that. And to be honest, the way I would do that if I'm on my long arm is to set my safe area very close to that triangle I'm trying to actually put it in. And that way I can really see big on my surface what's going on. Okay. So that's really all I wanted to show you today, is another way that you can creatively use the program to divide blocks if you need to. Once again, my name's Angela, and I'm with Threadwaggle Quilting and APQS Raleigh. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I love getting comments. I hate feeling like I'm talking to myself, so comments are awesome. And we are on Instagram as Threadwaggle and Facebook as APQS Raleigh. I look forward to seeing you again soon.